Alright, so, when we first started writing this collab,
the first thing that we said was,
we are not gonna write about love.
we are so sick of love poems.
We might even write a poem not about love. Like, I'm so sick of love poems. And then this happened.
Yeah.
Okay, ready?
Don't tell me I'm too young to know anything about love, because everything I know about love I learned from my parents.
And maybe a boy or two. I learned that love was sweet and reckless. And my daddy took me to rivers and canyons and to the edge of mountains simply so I could broaden my horizons. And my mother bred in me art and culture, opening my eyes bigger than they already were. Overprotective though, they caged me in like the Prince of Nepal, never allowing me to find my religion. I was lost. I grew up to know that family meant blood ties, grotesque and messy. There were knots I couldn't get out of. It's no wonder I had mixed emotions about commitment.
By the time I was 5, I knew that love was as lonely and sacrificial as a martyr's lifestyle. My mother was a single-parent warrior, carrying work and her children on her back as if she was Atlas. If only she knew the cost at which those soldiers were molded into entities so strong. It's no wonder I could never really give myself to someone. I never learned how to. Instead, I just grew up too fast.
Don't tell me I'm too young to know anything about love, because then I found love in a boy. And he was the revolution to my history, the conqueror of my love, leaving behind battlefields and enlightenments. I never thought I could give so much of myself to anyone. Because the next boy, he cut the swings I sat in up by the stars in his eyes, and I landed in a rabbit hole, confused and alone. I thought I went through every phase in the book, and at the end, I thought I went through every phase in the book, and looking back, I thought I dog-eared every page. But one after another, people ripped them out right under my nose, like, I'm not like the others, you can trust me. But how can I trust when happiness comes in self-destructive bottles, and as soon as the light runs out, the explosion leaves shards of glass on the insides of my body, cages and glass. And you wonder why I'm broken.
My first love and I were like magnets. We were instantly attracted to each other, but also like magnets. We pulled away once the honeymoon stage was over. We were fire and air, complementing each other in the best ways possible, but I forgot that sometimes the wind's currents can come on just a little too strong. And like those blazes of passion through like our love, those blazes of passion through after-class kisses, like we see each other for the last time, blew away like lit candles on a birthday cake, except I didn't wish this upon myself. Apparently, I was too good for him, so he cheated, like it was the last-minute option on the final exam, and I didn't understand why, and I still don't. And sometimes, those dazes of confusion are as paralyzing as relapses that I tend to put together broken records of a poem of the overplayed undertones of our love just to remember the best parts of it one last time.
Don't you tell me I'm too young to know anything about love. Because now I'm older and I still feel like a child because my preteenhood fell through the cracks of burned bridges and missing photo albums. In the end, missing photo albums, and then my mother, she keeps changing the college conversation into a marriage conversation, and I know enough to tell her that I'm not ready for this yet.
Sometimes I wonder if he's ever thought of the damage he's done. It was like watching emotions and promises he swore to take, destroyed by his hands, he swore to take care of, and it was like watching emotions and promises he swore to take care of, destroyed by his hands, and I didn't ask for this. But sometimes I felt that those hands were natural disasters because were aftermaths of a natural disaster, because all that was left was apparent insecurities under rubble, and the cyclone of a cycle we kept falling under for 4 years, for far too long.
Love was mysterious like gypsies, hiding in the most quietest of places, stealing hearts that were too easily broken, but it was beautiful. How could you ever say no but love?
Maybe that's the problem. Love poses in too many pretenses. Instead, maybe it should be stripped down to its senses and claim a humanity like a man should for his responsibility. So I can't blame you for saying yes. Reality, don't you tell me I'm too young to know anything about love.
Because I found love, and yes, in the most hopeless of places, in the form of big parks, hot chocolate, baby brothers, friends, cousins, and mentors, faces that lift my days into clouds I've never been able to see from down here. They're both my anchors and my sailboats, holding me down and pushing me out into the open exactly when I need them to.
The only love that I received was from myself. Early on, I learned that friends can be as fickle as a Greek god's ruling on sinners, so I sat alone most of the time, fearing those judgments. At 19, I went to college with only 4 people under the brims of my fist that I could call my companions to this day, and one of them has become both my best friend and boyfriend at the same time. And now I'm wiser, now I'm smarter, now I know what it means to love wholeheartedly without the worry.
We were too young to understand our moms,
our dads,
our men,
our friends.
Don't you tell me I'm too young to understand heartbreak,
because I've learned to love.
I've learned to love.
We've learned to love.